Namaste, Jai Bharat. Something is happening in Bangladesh. Either Mohammed Yunus resigns tomorrow or the army shall arrest him tomorrow by or before 1 o'clock noon. This is the news that we get. So something is likely to happen in Bangladesh. The Bangladesh army chief was addressing his soldiers and he said that we would not allow the nation to be sold to foreigners. That, of course, is an important realization from the army chief. We shall not allow our nation to be sold to foreigners. Precisely this is what Yunus was doing, because he was not concerned to the land, he was not concerned with the land. He wanted to survive and possibly, like most people do, make maximum money possible and then get rid of the place. Good. Once he leaves Bangladesh, he is not going to come back. He had been already living abroad. For many people, US is heaven. That's their choice. So he was inviting China. And he was telling, if you want Chittagong, you take it. If you want this, you take it. You come and we have an airstrip which is not in use near the Siliguri corridor, Rangpur district, if I'm not wrong. That's about 15-20 kilometers away from the Siliguri corridor. You can reconstruct it. You can use it. All these things he was doing. But this having a Chinese airbase, he's asking China to make an airport. He's asking China to get an airport repaired and remade. It simply means it's going to be Chinese based. What else China is otherwise going to use this airstrip for? He's going to make it a full-fledged. They're going to make it a full-fledged airfield and a station. A station, a base. And base means they'll have everything. And then right under our nose, we should have a base of China. Of course, we are not helpless. We are very capable of defending ourselves. But then, why unnecessarily? Why unnecessarily? And we already have enough problems with borders. China has a problem with all their borders, all their neighbors. And right there, now it's going to be a pain in the posterior. So we won't allow it. And the people of Bangladesh also, to some extent, they have some amount of self-respect left. Unlike Pakistanis who absolutely no self-respect. Baluchis have some self-respect left, but not Pakistanis. Bangladeshis, they have the Bengali feeling, they should have the Bengali feeling. Only thing they overlook or conveniently forget that the Bengali feeling and the Bengali Sanskrit is essentially Hindu Sanskrit. If you talk about great minds of Bengal, there are great Hindus, but the Hindus don't teach you hatred. Just some time back, this morning I was talking about Arif Ajakia. Arif Ajakia lives in Karachi. He's basically a Gujarati from Junagadh, and his grandfather left Bharat in 1947. He's a Muslim. He is from the village Ajak, so he calls himself Ajakia, and he is a practicing Muslim. But he had been visiting Junagadh and his village Ajak for some time, and then he turns out to be a bhakt of Shankar Bhagavan, and he says also in his video. So that's the beauty in Hindu Dharma. You can remain a Muslim, and then when you feel like worshipping Shiva or Bhagavan Shri Krishna, actually Gujaratis are mostly worshippers of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, because Shri Krishna is Dwargadhish and Dwargadhish is our Raja, he's our king. So Ajakia is a bhakt of Shankar Bhagavan. He says, I am comfortable playing him. But he doesn't leave Islam. He need not leave Islam. You remain in whichever religion, faith you are there. But occasionally when you want to worship any of the Hindu deities, you're free to go and worship. You can visit temples. So that's the beauty. That's the dynamism of Hindu Dharma. You need not to convert. And we don't entertain conversion. We don't want people to get converted. If you want to believe, fine. If you don't want to believe, again, fine. We don't interfere with your personal choices of things, believe this and that thing. So, the Bengalis should have understood this, that if they talk about Bengali culture, then the autochthones of Bengali cultures are great Hindus. You list the name, it's interesting. You can't speak of being a Bengali without talking about Bankim Chandra, Sharat Chandra. I'm just talking only about righteous. And of course, then who is Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Kavi Guru Thakur, and these people? You can't be Bengali without all those things, because these peoples and their knowledge system has gone into the bloods of Bengalis, whether a Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, or whatever. So Bengalis have some self-respect, though the Jamaat-e-Islami and some such forces keep suppressing this, but how long? So Bangladesh, something can happen. So at least the self-respect which is left in Bengali, it's actually Bengali who asked the entire Bharat to be Swabhimani, Swami Vivekananda. So here in this case of Bangladesh, the self-respect what they left in them won't permit them to let China to come and take them for a ride, and they don't have no connection with Chinese. Otherwise, though there are so many Chinese settled and living in Calcutta for a long time, they're good, excellent shoemakers in the restaurants and all. They're living in Calcutta, they are living many places in Bharat, many Chinese, but they integrate themselves with the Bharati Sanskriti and coexist. But not the communist China army who's going to come and take over Bangladesh. They won't allow. And then many other influences from abroad, which Muhammad Yunus had been inviting. And I wonder how Muhammad Yunus could survive in Bangladesh as an advisor to none for all these days. This should have happened long before as a normal law of nature. Could not have survived. But anyway, tomorrow should be a very crucial day as things are there right this evening. He of course has told this close associate, I think is that the boy who is a student is in the ministry with Muhammad Yunus, and that boy was telling, said Dr. Yunus has told that since no one supports me, I'll resign. Of course, you had no support from anyone in the past, and when you came in, you had support from some students just because you're a Nobel Prize. Bengal is normally laud these people, those who win awards, prizes, etc. And that time is gone. You have not behaved like a Nobel laureate. A Nobel laureate should have some nobility, and there are many people, ignoble ones, who are getting Nobel prizes. That leave the message, but otherwise, a genuine Nobel Prize will have some nobility, a certain amount of nobility, not some nobility. And this man was unable to exhibit any kind of such nobility. He had been very funny and childish in many places, and selfish, and and cunning. That kind of his eyes were that of very cunning expression on his face that I feel. I don't know how others feel or not, but then I used to get that impression that is very cunning kind of a person who's expressing. So it's possible that tomorrow something can happen in Bangladesh. Either he resigns or the army arrests him, and it's better he resigns for him, he himself. If he resigns, he can go without much difficulty from Bangladesh to wherever he wants. But if he's getting arrested, then that jail story, this thing, that thing. And once these kind of states where the lawlessness is normal, and once you go into jail, no one knows what shall happen. The ISKCON Swamiji, sannyasi, is in jail for nothing, and he's still in jail, and nothing works. And any advocate who is trying to plead for him is getting killed. These kind of things are happening in Bangladesh. We don't know. At least, I don't know what's going to be if there is an election, and if there is an election with Sheikh Hasina can go back, or the Bangladesh National Party would take, or all these things that we don't know. But this thing is almost a confirmed news that this is likely to happen tomorrow. So we shall take it with some other thought. We shall meet children. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Sri Ram.